Workshop dan jamming session, harmonizing heritage, innovating Indonesian music through timeless sound.
Tepuk tangan dulu dong semuanya.
Jadi di sini kita akan menjelajahi indahnya dunia musik tradisional Nusantara melalui proses eksplorasi dan juga evolusi suara peninggalan nenek moyang. Nah, Nusantara Beat akan membagikan bagaimana proses perpaduan antara penghormatan dan juga inovasi membawa musik warisan budaya ke dalam sebuah wilayah baru. So, Nusantara Beat is an Amsterdam-based music group made out of 6 musicians with deep Indonesian culture roots. Now, they also add a contemporary twist to traditional Indonesian music with immersive psychedelic folk songs. As members of the Indonesian diaspora, they play an very essential role in cultural diplomacy by representing a diverse range of Indonesian artists. This trio has played at a number of major venues and music festivals throughout Europe. Coincidentally, also in Indonesia currently, right? Also showcasing the depth and diversity of Indonesian music to the world. We would first of all like to ask, who is Nusantara Beat and really how do you guys came to be?
So, yes, my name is Sonny. So we are all a group of friends from Amsterdam who have Indonesian roots. Some were born in Indonesia, some have Indonesian parents, I have Indonesian grandparents. And during the Corona pandemic, we all had the idea let's delve into the music of Indonesia and discover it together. And just play some Indonesian music, and then we took it from there and tried to make our own twist on it. Yeah, now we're 2 years along the road, and we're really enjoying making this music and having a great time.
You guys has already formed into a band for almost 2 years since the Corona pandemic. Yeah. So maybe can you guys share a bit stories about the experience you guys have already, felt or experienced throughout your music career, like the journey of discovered a new style of music through discovering Indonesian style, Nusantara style of music, maybe?
Yeah, so we've been together for 2 years now, and we've done a lot of shows, and we're actually writing now. Maybe in the jam session we'll write a new song. We don't know. We're actually trying to record a record now, so we're really experimenting with a lot of new tunes. Everything is like a big adventure. For me, it's kind of new. So for me, I've been busy with this band for 2 years, but some of them already had the plan to do this for maybe some years before that, and we're just super happy to have the chance to write music, to play our music, and to make an album.
This kind of music is actually also kind of new to me. When I was born and live here in Indonesia, I actually didn't listen to the traditional Indonesian music a lot, so it's kind of like a way for us to experience this style of music together and to make something new out of it. And I think it's a really beautiful thing to do.
We all individually made music before this band, and some people still do, as in we have other bands. So that's how we get to know each other. It's very Western music, actually, as in just the stuff that's popular in Europe. But then, of course, what already has been said, that we are all tied together with our Indonesian ancestry and roots, and that's where we got together. And so for me, it's like, whoa, okay, Roji sends this tune, 60s Indonesian music, and I was like, oh my god, this sound is super new to me, and so it's quite a journey, actually. Yeah, how should I say it? I'm grateful to be part of this whole trip, this musical trip, and so it's a very special exploration.
I grew up with that kind of music because of my family and parents. It's still stuck throughout my whole life, and I'm very glad that this band came to happen. So, that's it.
Since in Nusantara Beat's description, it's been always mentioned about how Nusantara Beat has each of the members has a connection with Indonesia, deep cultural roots. May we, as the audience here, ask for stories for each of the members of Nusantara Beat's Indonesian culture and roots? Yeah.
I was born in the Netherlands, and yeah, both my parents are from Indonesia, and they came around in the 80s, mid 80s to Holland. I grew up with the Indonesian culture from home, and I also learned the language and also the Sundanese language. So yeah, and my family, most of the family members, they're playing music for hobby, and yeah, and when I was a little kid, I came to the family parties and playing music together, and a lot of eating. Yeah. Yeah.
For me, my grandma is from Bogor, and my mom was in her belly when she was on the boat with her partner, with her man, with her husband, with her man, to move to Holland. She lived in Utrecht, and so she's sort of traditional. She has. Of course, the kitchen, of course. Yeah, actually, that's it. So I have a brother, and he was interested in the language when he was really young, and I actually wasn't. I was just playing with Barbies and with my friends, and suddenly now for me it changed because these great people asked me to join, and I was really scared because. Yeah, for me it's new, and I don't speak the language, so I'm actually learning and making a lot of mistakes, and which is fine, and yeah, having a great time writing music with you guys.
Yes, I was born and raised in Indonesia, actually, in Bandung to be exact, but I was mostly raised in Jakarta, and I moved to Holland at 2011, I think. That's where my roots are coming from, and but now I already live in Holland for almost 12 years. So yeah, luckily I can still be able to speak Indonesian, but it's after each year it's gonna like getting less and less of it. So I was kind of like scared to be like being less Indonesian at I don't know in Netherlands. But since I joined this band, I just like. Kind of like getting it back, like the roots where I actually came from, and I'm really glad that I'm not like forgetting it, you know. And because I think it's like really beautiful culture, and I would really like to keep it that way, you know. So yeah.
Hello. So I'm Jordi Sanger, but I recently learned that my name is pronounced Jordi Sanger in Indonesia. And I'm born in Holland, but my father is born in Makassar in Sulawesi, but the family is from Manado, so that's my connection with Indonesia.
Hello, so yeah, I'm Sonny. My grandmother is from Batu, Malang, and my grandfather was born on Krambitan. And I used to go to Indonesia a lot from when I was a small child to see my family in Batu. And my mother, she's a Balinese dancer. So she when she was my age or younger, she went to Bali and studied Balinese dance and Gamelan. So also when I grew up in Amsterdam, I got to learn Gamelan music, and I went to Ubud to learn over there kendang and stuff. But I was pretty young then, and so that's one of the things where I got in contact with that part of my roots, and I really liked it. And then via friends also they showed me like Sundanese pop music, and I really liked it, and like. Jaipong stuff. I thought it was beautiful. And oh yeah, my grandmother always listened to keroncong music like Rangkaya Melati and like the more like almost Hawaiian style music. So that's what I got from my grandparents for listening to that. And now I'm really glad to discover this whole like range of beautiful music more and delved into it. And yeah, I'm just excited to do more and make more music and meet more people, and yeah, and also to play here. It's really amazing for me.
We would also like to know how have you guys been enjoying Indonesia, and maybe the, I guess, areas that you have guys have visited also. We would like to know that.
Yesterday we went to the Kraton and to the Borobudur. It was very rainy but also exciting and really nice to be here. Like for me, I went there before a couple of times, but now to be here with these friends, it's really special. We just try to eat a lot and try to discover many places to eat and meet people. So yeah.
What Sonny said. As in, it's amazing to be. It's my first time actually, and they were here before, and so I was very excited. I said, "Oh my God, I'm going to Indonesia," and it's really nice to see a lot of. When I look at the people, I really recognize something in their faces. Like when I look in the mirror, like, "Oh my God, it's like the same as I am," but I haven't discovered it yet or something. It's such a strange story, but I don't know if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's incredible to be here and very nice to see all the places.
We're still gonna see some really nice places and meet some really nice people, and we're super excited. And that's all I can add to that, I think.
Yeah, we're actually not really like exploring the whole Indonesia. We're just going to like Yogyakarta, Bandung, and Jakarta, so mainly only Java actually. And I actually never went outside Java, so it would be nice maybe next time for like more to explore the other cities and islands and stuff. So yeah, but it's been 2 days, so we're still gonna see what's gonna happen this couple of days.
Where we must go? Let us know.
As you guys probably mentioned, you guys actually adapt the traditional music of Indonesia, and as well probably know, traditional music of Indonesia is very comprehensive. Like it has many types of traditional music, and even in each type there are many layers beneath it. And yeah, maybe you guys can tell us a story or maybe an experience about you guys trying to dig deeper into the music, trying to understand, knowing the traditional music of Indonesia is pretty complex. So maybe you guys want to share some interesting stories or maybe unique stories.
So Roji is using MPC. You can tell it about right. You can show it. Yeah, that's also nice. How we started is that like we always wanted to make some keroncong music, but that's really in the early beginnings. But then Roji came with some 60s and 70s Sunda pop. I didn't know it at all, and it's really interesting music because they all use Western instruments like the American guitars and all that kind of stuff, but then they infuse it with the scales from the traditional music. For me, that was like, whoa, this sound is insane, and I've never heard something like this. And we were like really checking out what kind of musical skills they use, and apparently it's the pelok skill, and we really tried to infuse that into our sound and try to give it our own twist.
Me and my brother Gino, we grew up with my mother just always send us to like Gamelan classes and stuff. During the year she also bought like a reyong and kender and kendangs and stuff. So yeah, I think we try to incorporate those instruments, and we want to do it more. But so like a way for us to do it is I had a day with Roji at the studio at my home, and then we just took the instruments and we recorded them. And then often like the traditional gamelan instruments, they're not like same to the Western pitches. Either you can maybe detune a guitar or something, or but then the other way would be then you can take kind of the pelok scale, for instance, and then tune the gamelan in an MPC, so you can pitch it a little bit so it can fit the Western instruments also. So that's a thing we like to do. Like for instance, in the song we did a version of Saborondong Garing, and there in the bridge part Roji has the MPC and he used this to replicate the gamelan sound. Yeah, also I think the MPC, I don't know if you know it, but I think it's a really nice instrument. It's used a lot by hip-hop artists and like beat making. But so yeah, this is other nice way to use this instrument.
In this device, I can tune it to the Western tuning. So yeah, if you play it with the band, then it's slightly better in tune. So yeah, and then for example, yeah, like this. That's it.
Has there been any considerable challenges in you guys in your early days of production, I guess? Maybe it by comments, by audiences, for example, because we've heard that Nusantara Beat has also performed in Europe and other countries as well. Now, we would also like to know if have been any challenges with the experiments, you guys experimenting with all of this.
Yeah, well, okay, so there are certain festivals we played across Europe indeed, also in the Netherlands. So yeah, that's a good one, Roji. So we play, yeah, well, actually everybody really enjoys our performance, which we are very grateful for, because it's sort of strange-ish what we're doing, because it's Western pop mixed with traditional Indonesian music. So a lot of people who are really willing and wanting to explore different stuff, they're really enjoying our show. But for example, we also played a show on the countryside in the east of Holland. That was insane. It was like horrible because we played and there was like literally no one. And I had some friends over because I was raised on the countryside, and I had some friends over and they said, yeah, we really like it and we really like the music and the melodies, but we just can't understand the lyrics, you know, we don't speak Indonesian. So that's when some people just go away, you know, like it's, so that's for us. Yeah. Yeah, it's a matter of taste. Yeah. But for me, something very surprising was that we are getting quite some airplay on the French radio, for example, and I was not aware that the French people were into, well, Indonesian styled music. Like there was like, whoa, okay, cool, let's go, and then we are going to France. So we actually played a show in Paris, and it was sold out. All the tickets. We were like, we were really like, whoa, why is this? Why is this sold out? Why do people know us here? But apparently there's some hunger to the Indonesian music. Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna give it up to the audience. Maybe some of you guys actually want to give a question. You guys maybe want to know something a lot more deeper into this band. Maybe some of you guys want to ask something.
Hello guys, nice to meet you. My name is Seto. I'm ethnomusicologist and also music researcher that focusing on Indonesian music as identity and also for diplomatic purposes. What piqued my interest from you guys, you mentioned that you also incorporated traditional music. I'm hearing a sampling is more like a Sundanese or Balinese gamelan sounds. And then how it kind of connected also to you present your music as like a psychedelic, more like a psychedelic genre. It's really interesting for me because like have you considered to like explore more traditional musics that I know some of the traditional music also give like a psychedelic vibes as well, so it might incorporate it well with your musics. Or is there any traditional music instrument that you guys have been explored during your musical explorations? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. So we actually have a sixth band member who isn't here right now because he was in an accident with a scooter in Belanda. So that's very unfortunate. So he plays the percussion and he's getting into kendang, for example. That's also a typical instrument from Indonesia. Roji uses the gamelan, Yeah, go.
Yeah, so we are getting some of the band are getting kendang lessons. I'm going to learn how to play kecapi, like the instrument, and yeah, I don't know. It's a beautiful instrument, and for me personally, yeah, because I grew up with the Sundanese culture, yeah, that's I want to stick more at that culture because I'm also a bit like what do you call it? A bit scared for touching other cultures inside of Indonesia, but that's for me personally. But there's other cultures inside the band as well, so it's okay for me.
Yeah, it's also mainly because I was born and raised only in Java, and I'm only familiar with like the gamelan sounds and kendang sounds, and I actually don't know any other instruments outside the Japanese like culture and island. So, but I would like to explore it a bit more if it's like, and finding a way to incorporate it in this context of like pop Western instruments. I think that's also the challenge. And yeah, but Roji and I come from are Sundanese, so yeah, maybe more the instruments from your culture. I don't know if you know anything about it.
Yeah, well, so yeah, exactly what they are saying. So the name of the band is Nusantara Beat, and it means like the whole country, right? So it's, for now we started off with the Sundanese. That's how I feel it. It's like we started with the Sundanese region and music. So a lot of the 60s, 70s Sunda pop, and we play also a song from inspired on a dance on Bali. But I'm really asking my family, like, hey, what are the tunes in Manado, and what kind of instrument do they use, and how is it in some friends in Sumatra? And so we're really trying to discover the whole region. But for now, it's mostly based on Michael and Roji's influences, I think, and combined with how are we interpreting it, and then, yeah.
So yeah, I think because my mother also has all kinds of different gamelan instruments, it's nice to maybe try to incorporate more of that. And then also I was speaking to my brother, and he was talking about maybe incorporating also some like angklung. It's maybe a nice thing to add for percussion. Also, it's you can do it with one hand and then do something else. And something I find. Yeah, so it's really interesting that there's so many islands and so many types of music and like small differences and instruments I've never seen before. And I think it would be really nice to find a respectful way to learn these instruments, to take inspiration from it and combine it with music, like with Western instruments and music, and find a modern way of showcasing it. And like one thing that's really interesting is our Instagram page. It's called Auro Archipelago. Yeah, and so we saw all these videos, like so many different kinds of cool music, which is really inspiring, I think. So yeah, it's just finding a respectful way to do it and to combine it.
So I think that's enough time for us for this questions and answer session.
Yes,
but
very true.
before we end this
whole
event,
session.
this session, we're going to have a jamming session.
Yeah,
Yes.
the part where we're all been waiting for. So okay,
Let's go.
should we just give it a time?
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
Let's just get her and.
We're in PCs.
Okay. May we represent you, Nusantara Beat. Give it applause, everyone.